My newsroom is no more. I'm a forgotten foreign correspondent in my own town. I'm staying in the bombed-out remains of the city hotel, overlooking a large black hole that was once the city centre. The collapsed city is now a sodden fixture on the landscape, part rescue site, part moonscape, part archaeology dig. The only story I've latched onto around here is 2 expensive bottles of gin hidden under the concierge's desk. 2 bodies have been found. 2 bodies have been dug up and laid out on the old footpath. They are clasped together and had to be prized apart. One is around mid-age with balding hair. The other, early 20s, has ginger hair under the dirt.
I heard this noise. It began to move. He began to move his head, I swear. He started making noises, man. It was terrifying. Then he started moving, unsteady on his feet. He stood up. He wanted to speak. He stared at me with those dead eyes. My God. Then he started walking.
In breaking news from the collapsed city, a person has been found alive.
He's not alive, man. He's the walking dead.
Report. A person has been found alive under the rubble.
He ain't found, man. He headed off over the hill.
A survivor. Send the story down the wire. Report. A heroic tale of survival tonight in the collapsed city.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to find him first.
Never have the weeds been so blown about. The voices so unfamiliar and bitter. The streets so solitary. There's a river of nerve ends, a cliff face of eye twitches, a bay of boiling palms. Take the hard road inland, burrowing and bashing through this landscape we walk. To our eyes it is animalless and flowerless, footstep on footstep, tall building on tall building, torso on torso, sound on sound, mouth on mouth, breath on breath, word on word.
We are stopped at the last intersection outside town, where the last petrol station sits, stripped bare, abandoned. Ahead, the western plain.
What is this intersection? This X marked in the dirt. This landscape before me. An exploding Aboriginal dot painting laid out, shivering on cold concrete picnic table next to stained and dripping toilets. So certainly close and cruel, that deserted petrol station. Those row of trees blurring from purple to green. I will lie down in the Final Paddock. There I will lie, happy as evening snuffs itself out.
What are you doing out here, crazy cabbie? I don't like it when you come around.
You want a lift? See that sunset out there? I'd like to sneak a look behind it one time, wouldn't you? This is the paddock where Melbourne began. Many years ago it was claimed by a businessman from Tasmania. He didn't even bother coming over to look at his investment. Instead, he sent his butler with his sheep. This butler drove the sheep from Western Port Bay through heavily wooded land, sandy ground and treacherous bogs until he reached his master's paddock on the Werribee Plain, with only a handful of his sheep surviving. He would not trust anyone. He shot his lame horse rather than leave it with a black man. Even though he was lost, he would not accept help from the Wurundjeri people. He guarded his flock against them at night rather than sleep. In the end, he was hit over the head by a neighbour with a rock in a dispute over a fence, the first murder in our district. His master's name was Swanston. Our main boulevard is named in honour of this businessman. We are all descendants from that butler, and tonight we return to the paddock where the city began.
The city it dies, the city will rise again, 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 again. The city it dies, the city will rise again, 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 again. The city it dies, the city will rise again, 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 again. The city it dies, the city will rise again, 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 again.
In the final paddock, we will lay down. The shadows whip over us. Together we will lay down in the final paddock.
Is truth just a style of language? A manner of speech? Like the architecture of a well-heeled suburb? Because I describe something, does that make it so? Like smoke trails, our thoughts are cooled and shaped in our internal foundries, till ideas leap from our heads, like the snakes that sprang from the Gorgon's head, turn to stone, become freestanding things, notions made manifest. Now attributed principles, even human emotions, bricks and mortar, become a body of opinion, knowledgeable bricks and mortar, strain forever skywards, challenging the heavens. Monuments to our finest designs and aspirations, until overreached by an overriding knowledge system, blacksmithed from ideas in other foundries. Now a city of restless brother and sister towers, nestle in a weedy tract, blocking out each other's sun. Forgotten cornices, abandoned buttresses live longer than their designers, but are destined to be found busted up on the forest floor of tomorrow, unmarked and unnamed.